my name's Wayne. I am the Lone Headbanger. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's video. So, this week I wanted to talk very briefly about finding yourself. So, finding your identity, so to speak. So, anyone who knows me or follows me on Facebook will know that over the weekend I've had a bit of a struggle with someone giving me instructions as to how to improve my life, and initially it started as advice, but then it kind of veered off a little bit into, I don't want to say bullying, but the words used and the language used was a little bit too forceful for my tastes, let's say, and so I hit a bit of a slump, and I hit the booze hard, and felt rotten for the entire weekend. So that really wasn't clever. But I must admit, on Sunday I went for my usual evening walk, and I kind of had a moment of clarity. So I was just thinking about what had been said and what have you. Now, this person actually recommended some pretty good stuff about just changing a few things, a few easy things that you can change. So I have started following that advice, but the main thing for me was realising that I have a drinking problem. I didn't think I did. I've always been a big fan of vodka, and but I've quit drinking before for months on end when I've just said, you know, I'm not doing it's not doing me any favours or anything like that. So I've just given it up. And I've been saying I'm going to do that now for weeks, and I haven't been able to. And as I said, on Sunday I was going for my walk, and I realised, and I was like, and I'd been dying for a drink the entire weekend, and then I realised that I was actively seeking a drink, and I thought, no, that's dangerous territory. So I have made the decision to stop drinking, at least for a while. When I go back to having a drink, it won't be anything as strong as vodka, again, for a while. But just the realisation that I had a problem and admitting it to myself really helped me. I was like, okay, so you've realised I'm on the floor, now you've realised it, we can work on it. And I felt a lot better for making that realisation, putting a resolution in place where I can do something about it. Because it is dangerous, and the amount of vodka I was drinking was ludicrous. I was drinking, you know, entire bottles of the stuff, you know, the big bottles. I was drinking those in like an afternoon, and then crashing out on my bed, thankfully, and managed to avoid choking on my own vomit. I wasn't sick at all, but you know, it's one of those things. You know, you hear it happening. It happened to enough people. Bon Scott especially is the first one that springs to mind in my case. So yeah, it is very easy for that to happen, and so in retrospect I took a look back at the advice that this person was trying to give me, and as I said, some of it's quite good. So for example, they told me to get rid of some of the figures back there. Now, well, I don't know if you've noticed from the previous video, but a lot of them have actually gone. I have tidied that up, and it's now mainly a bookshelf, which is as it should be. And I thought about that, and I thought about the weight thing, and I asked a few friends for an opinion as to what I should be doing, but what I should be changing, because at the moment I'm not 100%. Well, last week, should I say, I wasn't 100% that I trusted myself. As I said, my self-esteem is so low that I'm not convinced I'm thinking straight. So I asked for their advice, and a lot of people basically said, you know, do you, be you. And I was like, fair enough, good advice. You know, don't let anyone else tell you. But at the same time, I thought about it, and I thought, you know what, so I do need to change some things. That's actually true. So as I said, some of the figures have gone from over yonder. I've put some stuff into storage. They talked about my dress sense. I have already begun to change that anyway. I actually have some smart clothes now, so I'm not living in combats and band shirts all the time. In fact, I haven't worn that since the start of lockdown, I don't think. And yeah, the big one that got me that they mentioned was the weight thing. You lose the excess weight, and it's like, okay. And how do you propose I do that? Go out for a run, you know, when I'm struggling with getting off the bed sometimes, you're suggesting that I just suddenly magically find the will to get up and go for a run. And yeah, I didn't go down to it. Especially since I've damaged my sciatic nerve, or so I've been told. As I've got a lovely pain running from my back all the way down to my foot. So running isn't really an option, but I do go for my daily walks. And yes, they are right when they mention that. So at the end of the day, I'm starting to kind of embrace myself a little bit more by following two sets of advice: the advice from this anonymous person who commented on the video, but also from my friends, and it's kind of combining the two. My friends obviously saying, you know, be who you are and who you want to be, while this other person was like, but be a better you. So I am trying to combine the two, and I'm gradually feeling a little bit better in myself. The fact that I've quit the booze has helped. This person said stop listening to miserable music. Well, I'd already done that. I've started listening to more upbeat metal. It's still metal. Although I've had classic FM's at the movies CDs on the last couple of days, just to give me something a little bit different, you know. Swiftly followed by some Dark Tranquillity, but you know. But yeah, I'm not listening to such miserable stuff. I'm deliberately trying to avoid miserable films, trying to watch comedies and things. It's just those little things where I'm still keeping my interests, but I'm adjusting them. And the things that desperately do need to change, like the drinking, I'm changing them radically, as much as I can. As I said, once I feel once my leg's better, then I can start jogging and exercising properly. I'm still doing the 25 press-ups a day challenge, in fact, even though I'm not recording it anymore, that's still going ahead, and that's doing wonders. In fact, I've started doing 30 a day now because obviously I've got stronger. That's good. And when I look in the mirror, I feel better. I don't know if anyone has actually noticed, but most of the beard's gone. I was just looking in the mirror before, and I just looked like a mess. And while it looked like impressive, it wasn't me. It wasn't me at all. It didn't feel like I was looking at myself. So I've decided to cut the beard down. Just got the goatee at the front, and at the moment it's kind of tied up. Something new I'm trying out. You know, I might like it, I might not. But I'm just feeling a little bit more positive in myself. You know, I'm just trying to, as I said, make the small changes. Even by putting a few of my figures away, it's made me realise that before the place was a little bit too cluttered. Like there was just too much. When I looked at the shelves, there was too much on there, and it was making me uneasy. So I've thinned out a lot. And don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of stuff about, but there's less of it, and that's making me feel better. So I'm going to keep this one short this week. I always say this, but this one's only a short one, because I just wanted to say that the advice this person gave and the advice of my friends has been constructive all the way across the board, and in its own way. As I said, the delivery from this anonymous person wasn't the best, but I got the point. And then obviously my friends were just willing to support. But yeah, it's just a case of finding a better you. Not a different you, but a better you. And that's what I'm trying to do at the moment, and that's what I advise for anyone. Just think about how you can change little things, so while keeping your interests, just tweak them a little bit. Maybe add a more productive element, perhaps, or I'm not sure. I mean, with my Games Workshop stuff, I'm still trying to maintain that. And my drumming, I'm trying to push myself a little bit every day. Not a lot, especially because I can't drum well because of my leg. But I'm really starting to set myself little targets, and it's working. And I'm really pleased with the results. And like I said, I'm on a green band today. I was on a green band yesterday and the day before. I'm feeling reasonably positive for a change, and it's only because of these little things that I've looked at myself. I've made a couple of realisations, and therefore I've made a couple of tweaks in my life, and those little tweaks have done wonders thus far. I'm hoping next week I'll be able to come back with something similar, so I'm just as positive as I am now. But we're going the right way, and I suppose the point is of all of this is you can listen to advice from any angle, but it's up to you to make the change. But it doesn't have to be radical. Just aim to be a better you. It's probably something you've heard before, but it's true. Just aim to be a better you. Don't go radically changing. I'm never going to be running around wearing a tracksuit and a baseball cap, listening to R&B. That's not who I am. Not that I think that would make me better either, but hypothetically. But I'll always be. I'll always have these interests and I'll always have these things, but just by making a couple of little tweaks, it's paid dividends. So I'll leave you with that. Obviously, questions and comments are always appreciated, as is feedback. If there's anything you want me to discuss in a future video, please let me know, so I can bring it up and I can do some research. And with that, I'll bid you a good afternoon, whatever you're doing. So it's still a tough world out there, especially with the COVID clamping down again, which is kind of a nightmare for most people. Understandable. So, just do your bit to stay safe. Wear your mask and wear your mask properly. Social distance. Let's keep everyone protected as best we can. So, as I say, it's horrible out there, but stay strong. Stay safe. My name's Wayne, I'm the Lone Headbanger, and I'll see you next week.